Alright, hello third graders, welcome to Reading Today. We're going to be now, instead of looking at pictures and making inferences, we're going to use actions and dialogue to understand the characters. So remember, sometimes our author in a story isn't going to tell us exactly everything, and we're going to have to make inferences based on what they say. So making an inference involves using what you know to make a guess about what we don't know. Or we're going to be practicing reading between the lines. So let's get started with some examples. Alright, so in a story, the characters' actions and dialogue can tell you what they are like and how they feel. So remember, an action is something that the character is going to be doing. So another way to think of this is thinking of like a movie. When the characters are moving around and doing something, that's an action. But when the characters are talking to one another, that's going to be the dialogue. So we need to look at each character's actions, their dialogue, their thoughts, and their emotions. And by looking at these details, they give us insight into how these characters view and or react to each other. So they're giving us information through their interactions. Because the author does not always come out and give us every detail about a character, sometimes the reader has to infer or make inferences based on the dialogue in the story. So that's what we're going to be talking about. So if I read up here, Maya's face turned beet red. Did anyone see that she stuttered? So Maya is embarrassed. You can tell because people often blush and stutter when they're embarrassed. So the author didn't just come out and say Maya is extremely embarrassed. They're showing us through her actions. So her action is her face is turning red, and then her dialogue, she's stuttering. That's how she's talking right now. So they're kind of telling us what's going on, but then we have to make our inferences to guess she's embarrassed. So same over here. If I said Andrew was so scared he was shaking, still he held his head high and walked onto the stage. So we're saying that Andrew is brave, and we can tell because he still goes on stage even though he's scared. So we're learning about the characters through their actions and their dialogue. So they're telling us that he's scared and that he's shaking, that's his action, but he still holds his head high and is walking onto the stage. So then we can make our own conclusions based on what we read to guess that Andrew is brave. So today we're just going to do a little worksheet on Edmodo and reading through action and dialogue and making our inferences about the character. Remember, when we analyze what a character says and does in a story, it can help us determine their personality or their character traits. It's going to help us to understand the character. So today I want you just to go on Edmodo, take your time reading it and see what are you getting from this character by reading the passage. What can you guess about them and draw into conclusion? Because on the quiz, you're not going to get to know every little thing about the character, but you can make your inferences. All right, thank you and have a great rest of your day. Bye.